3, 2, 1, action.
Morning. Today we are going to do quadratic inequalities for class 11th. Before I start quadratic inequalities, certain things have to be understood. We don't cross multiply in inequality. Like this question is given here, x minus 1 upon 4x plus 5 less than x minus 3 upon 4x minus 3. So if it was an equal sign, generally we cross multiply, but in inequality we do not cross multiply. No change of sign of inequality if same thing is added or subtracted on both sides. This is the basic which you have learnt earlier also. In plain inequalities of simple equations and linear equations also the same principle is applied. No change of sign of inequality if multiplied or divided both sides by same positive number. There's not going to be any change in the inequality if we are dividing or multiplying with a positive number. The sign of inequality will reverse itself if multiplied or divided by a negative equal number. The sign of inequality, if it is less than, it will become greater than. If we are going to multiply or divide by a negative number on both sides, we can shift LHS to RHS, left hand side to right hand side by simple method and solve it by taking LCM. Like we can shift it, it will become negative and then we take LCM and do that. In the factors, x should be first. Like if it is x minus 5, it is okay, but if the factor is coming as 5 minus x, then I must change 5 minus x by taking negative out and making it x minus 5. These are few things which we have to keep in mind while solving inequality. Now let us do this particular question where he is asking us to calculate the value of x in this particular inequality. I have been given a question where x minus 1 upon 4x plus 5 is less than x minus 3, 4x minus 3. We told you that we cannot cross multiply, so what I can do is we can write it as x minus 1 upon 4x plus 5 minus x minus 3 upon 4x minus 3 less than 0. We have just shifted. We have just shifted right hand side to left hand side and we have made it into a negative number. Now we will take the LCM. LCM will be 4x plus 5 into 4x minus 3. X minus 1, 4x minus 3, x minus 3 into 4x plus 5, and of course less than 0. We multiply this, we will get 4x squared minus 3x minus 4x plus 3, first bracket. When we multiply this, we will get 4x squared 5x minus 12x minus 15, second bracket, and in the denominator I have 4x plus 5 and 4x minus 3. Again, please, we cannot cross multiply with 0 and say it is going to be equal to 0 because we don't know what is the sign of these brackets. 4x plus 5 is negative or positive, or 4x minus 3 is positive or negative. So that is why we cannot cross multiply it. Now let us solve the numerator, which is 4x squared minus 7x plus 3 minus 4x squared, and 5x minus 12x is minus 7x, minus minus will become plus 7x and plus 15 upon 4x plus 5 and 4x minus 3 less than 0. 4x square here cancels, minus 7x plus 7x. So I get 18 upon 4x plus 5 into 4x minus 3. less than 0. Now, I want to bring them to from denominator to numerator. What am I going to do? Because I don't know what is the sign of these numbers, so for me it is difficult to shift them. So, what am I going to do? What I am supposed to do is that I will multiply this side. If I multiply the left hand side of the inequality by a positive number as well as right side of inequality by a positive number, the inequality does not change. I wrote those rules in the beginning. So how do I make it positive? What I do is I square this number and I also square this number, because a square number will be always positive. For example, 4x plus 5 will, if I write a square, it will be always positive. Why will it be positive? Because even if it inside it is coming negative, negative whole square is positive. Similarly, 4x minus 3 whole square will also be positive. So what we do is we multiply, like I will do 4x plus 5 whole square here and 4x minus 3 whole square here upon 4x plus 5 into 4x minus 3, and I am multiplying 0 with this also, 4x plus 5 whole square into 4x minus 3 whole square. When I am multiplying with a positive number, the sign of inequality does not change. 4x plus 5 whole square, 4x minus 3 whole square is a positive number, so the inequality will not change. But when it is multiplied with 0, it will become 0. Now let us see the next step. What is the next step? In the next step, what we are going to do, we are just going to, what will happen here? One power will cancel with one power here. One power of this will cancel with one power. So basically what we have done is we have shifted it to the numerator. We may not be, later on we will talk about it, that we can do it without shifting to numerator. But in the beginning, to explain it to you, we are going to do it this way. 18 into 4x plus 5 into 4x minus 3 and will be less than 0. Will be less than 0. It will be less than 0. We should always make it to be what? We should make always it to be x only. 4x plus 5, I'll divide it by 4. I'll divide both sides by 4, so it will not make any difference. If I divide this also by 4, this also by 4, I'll get what? 18x plus 5 upon 4, and you can take common here, 16, and x minus 3 upon 4 is less than 0. 18 upon 16 obviously cannot be less than equal to 0. Only these two brackets can be less than 0. So x plus 5 upon 4 will give you what? We will have x minus 5 upon 4 and I'll have x is equal to plus 3 upon 4. There are two brackets, plus 5 upon 4, minus 3 upon 4. So the values will be plus 5, minus 5 upon 4 and 3 upon 4. Now on the number line, plot them. Plus 3 by 4 is greater than minus number obviously. So write 3 by 4 on one side and minus 5 by 4 on the other side. This is number line. So number line on the right side it will be positive, on the left side it is negative. Now to the right of the bigger number we always write a positive sign. We always write a positive sign. Like 3 upon 4 is a greater number, so on the right side we have written plus. And then we alternate the signs. Like it will come minus here, it will come plus here. There are only two roots here. One is minus 5 upon 4, one is 3 upon 4. There can be more roots which we will discuss later, but for the time being, according to this question, I have only two roots. So what we do is always to the right side, of the greatest number on the number line, whatever value of x comes out to be, we write the plus sign, then we alternate plus, minus, plus. Now let us see, it is less than 0. Less than 0 means the value of this will be negative because it is less than 0. So that means it is less than 0. It is less than 0. It will lie between minus 5 by 4 and 3 by 4. So solution will be, solution set if I say, will be minus 5 by 4 and 3 by 4. These are open brackets, on both sides open brackets are there, because it is less than, not equal sign is not there. That means all the values which are between minus 5 by 4 and 3 by 4 will be included for this particular inequation. Minus 5 by 4 and 3 by 4 will be included for this, because when I say included, between means minus 5 by 4 is not taken and 3 by 4 is not taken. That is why we are putting it between open brackets. That means minus 5 by 4 is not included in this and 3 by 4 is not included in this. Only the value which are above, ahead of minus 5 by 4 or before 3 by 4 are included. All the values, like it is here, open bracket, and this is the thing. This is the solution set. Minus 5 by 4, 3 by 4. Okay, the next question of inequality is find the value of x which satisfy x square into x minus 1 into x minus 2 less than equal to 0. Actually, you don't have to even do what I have done. You just write the roots, like x 0 will be one root, x minus 1 means 1 will be one root, and x minus 2 means 2 will be one root. And plot them on the number line. Plot them on the number line, like 0 is first, then 1, then 2. We plotted 0, 1, 2, and we told you that always write plus on the right side of the biggest root. Biggest root here is 2, so on the right side we write positive. And then alternate, we do minus, plus, minus. Because there are 3 roots only. So plus on the right side, then alternate them. Alternate the sign, minus, plus, minus. Now it is less than equal to 0. If it is less than equal to 0, means it is going to be negative. It is going to be negative. So it will be here is negative and this side is negative. You have to see it is less than equal to 2. It is less than equal to this. So that means it will include 1 also, 2 also, 0 also. There is nothing between 0 and 1, not beyond 2, because beyond 2 is plus. So one solution will be between 1 and 2, including 1 and 2. So that is why we have put the closed bracket. 1 and 2, all the numbers between from 1 to 2, instead of saying from between 1 and 2, I would say from 1 and 2, including 1 and 2. From, when I say from 1 and 2, that means 1 and 2 are inclusive, and I am putting the closed bracket here. I am putting the closed bracket here. That means 1 is also included, 2 is also included. Union. Now this is 0. 0 is included also. 0 is included, and this side it goes till infinity. So minus infinity. With infinity, plus infinity or minus infinity. This side we are going to go to plus infinity, and this side we are going to go to minus infinity. By default, when we write minus infinity or plus infinity, we will always take as an open bracket, because it is never included, because infinity is just a notion, it's not a number. So infinity can go to any extent. So minus infinity, this is an open bracket. But here at 0, it is a closed bracket, because the equal sign was there. Equal sign is there in this equation. So your solution set is minus infinity 0, minus infinity by default will be always open bracket. 0, because it is equal to 0 also. Union 1 and 2, because values can be here or values will be between this and that, and both the things will be there. That is why union, not or. Okay. Okay. In the third question, he is saying if x be real, prove that the value of this 11x square plus 12x plus 6 upon x square plus 4x plus 2 cannot lie between minus 5 and 3. This value of this function cannot lie between minus 5 and 3. So in these kind of questions, what we do is we will say y is equal to 11x square plus 12x plus 6 upon x square plus 4x plus 2. Because here there is nothing given is less than equal to 0 or greater, it's just a function. But he said it is real. We'll have to use that proposition later in the question. Let's cross multiply. Because here it is not an inequality, it is an equality. So I can cross multiply y into x square plus 4x plus 2. Bring this terms to this side, minus 11x square minus 12x minus 6 is equal to 0. Now yx square plus 4yx plus 2y minus 11x square minus 12x minus 6 is equal to 0. Let's combine x square terms, x term and constant term. Out of yx square and 11x square, I take x square common, it will be left y minus 11. Out of 4yx and 12 minus 12x, I can take x common, what will be left? 4y minus 12. 4y minus 12. I could have taken 4 out, it's alright, even if I have not taken, doesn't matter. And plus 2y minus 6 is equal to 0. It's a quadratic equation in terms of x. Now this is ax square, this is ax square, bx plus c is equal to 0. It is of the form ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, where a is y minus 11. A is y minus 11, b is 4y minus 12 or 4 into y minus 3, and c is 2y minus 6. C is 2y minus 6. Now he says x be real. For x being real, what is the condition? B square minus 4ac should be greater than equal to 0. Discriminant should be greater than equal to 0, then only x would be real. Let us put the value of b. 4 y minus 3 whole square minus 4a is y minus 11 and c is 2y minus 6 greater than equal to 0. Greater than equal to 0. Now let us solve this equation. It will become 16. It will become y square minus 6y plus 9 minus 4 y into 2y, 2y square, y 6y, 22y plus 66 is greater than equal to 0. Let us solve it further. 16y square, I can divide by 4 because this side is 0 and 4 is positive. So 4 4 is 16, 4 y square minus 6y plus 9 and minus 2y square minus 28y plus 66 greater than equal to 0. Now let us solve this further. 4y square, I'm just opening the bracket, 4y square minus 4 6 are 24y plus 4 9 is 36 minus 2y square and plus 28y minus 66 is greater than equal to 0. 4y square minus 2y square is 2y square. 24 plus 28 will be 4y, and it will be how much? 36 minus 66 will be minus 30 greater than or equal to 0. I can divide the whole equation again by 2 because 2 is a positive number. Dividing by a positive number does not change the sign of inequality, and 15 is greater than or equal to 0. Now this I can solve. 5 3s are 15. Y square plus 5y minus 3y minus 15 is greater than or equal to 0. So y plus 5 minus 3 is common. Y plus 5 is greater than or equal to 0. Y plus 5 and y minus 3 greater than or equal to 0. We had told you in the beginning that when you get a final factorization of the quadratic equation or quadratic expression like y plus 5, y minus 3 is greater than or equal to 0, the roots are going to be minus 5 and plus 3. The roots are going to be minus 5 and 3. Just plot on the number line. Minus 5 and plus 3. So minus 5 will be somewhere this side, and obviously 3 will be on the right hand side. And we told you that on the right side of the greatest root, whatever the greatest here, the greatest root is plus 3. So we'll write plus on this side, minus plus. We alternate. Always on the right side we are going to write plus. On the alternate side we will always on the right side of the greatest root we'll write plus, then alternate negative and plus. Now it is greater than or equal to 0. Greater than or equal to 0 means it is going to be positive. So either it will be greater than 3 or it will be less than minus 5. And what was the answer? It cannot lie between minus 5 and 3. So when it is going to lie ahead of 3 or before minus 5, that means it cannot lie, the value of this function cannot lie between minus 5 and 3, because between minus and 5 and 3 it is negative. Between minus 5 and 3 it is negative. So that is why it cannot lie. It cannot lie between minus 5 and 3 as the function is positive. The function is positive. So either it will lie ahead of 3 or it is before minus 5. It can never lie between minus 5 and 3 because here the value is negative, while as it is greater than or equal to 0. Greater than or equal to 0 means it has to be positive. So it cannot lie between these two numbers. This question is something like a question we dealt before this. He says if x be real, then find minimum value of x square minus x plus 1 upon x square plus x plus 1. Again we are going to put it equal to y is equal to x square minus x plus 1 upon x square plus x plus 1. Since there is no inequality in this, we can cross multiply. Y into x square plus x plus 1 will be equal to x square minus x plus 1. Now let us multiply yx square plus yx plus y, shift them to this side, minus x square plus x minus 1 is equal to 0. Bring x square terms together. This is x square, this is x square. Let's take x square common, y minus 1. This term yx and x take together plus x, so y plus 1. And this is a constant term. Let us consider y minus 1 is equal to 0. So I have got a quadratic equation in x square where a is the coefficient of x square, which is y minus 1, b is the coefficient of x, which is y plus 1, and c is y minus 1, the constant. He says x be real, x has to be real. If x has to be real, then b square minus 4ac will be greater than or equal to 0. Discriminant has to be greater than or equal to 0. If you remember, quadratic equation, if it is real, will cut the graph at 2 points. Will cut the graph at 2 points, the x-axis. So b squared minus 4ac is greater than or equal to 0. Let us put the value of b square, which is y plus 1 whole square minus 4. A is y minus 1 and c is also y minus 1, greater than or equal to 0. It will be y square plus 2y plus 1 minus 4 y square minus 2y plus 1, greater than 0. Let us open the bracket and combine the term and get an equation. Like, we are going to do it y square plus 4y plus 1 minus 4y square plus 8y minus 4 greater than or equal to 0. It is greater than or equal to 0. Y square minus 4y square will be minus 3y square. 4y plus 8y will be plus 12y, and 1 minus 4 will be minus 3 greater than or equal to 0. It is minus here. What I am going to do is I am going to divide both sides by minus 3, and when I am going to divide both sides by minus 3, the signs will reverse itself. Signs will reverse itself. 4 2s are 8, just a moment, 8, and it is 2y and not 4y. It is 2y. So 2y plus, it will become 10 only. Okay. I cannot now divide by minus 3, but I can divide by minus 1. So it will become 3y squared minus 10y plus 3 less than or equal to 0. When I divided by a negative number, I told you in the beginning the rules of the inequality are, if you multiply or divide an inequality, then the sign of the inequality reverses. It was greater than or equal to 0, it became less than or equal to 0. Now 3 3s are 9, 3y square, I'll do that, 3 3s are 9, so 9 1s are 9, 9y minus y plus 3 is less than or equal to 0, 3y, y minus 3 minus 1, y minus 3 is greater than or equal to 0. So what I do is y minus 3 and 3y minus 1 less than 0. I'll divide it by, I'll take out 3 common, so it will become y minus 3 and y minus 1 upon 3 less than or equal to 0. 3 cannot be less than or equal to 0, only y minus 3 or y minus 1. That means roots will be 3 and 1 upon 3. Y will be, you can say roots are 3 and 1 upon 3. Both are negative. So 1 will be 3, 1 will be 1 upon 3. Now let us plot them on the number line. 1 by 3 will be less, will be on this side. 3 will be on this side. We told you always to put a plus sign on the right of the greater root, greatest root. This is the biggest root here, 3. So on the right side will plus sign, then negative, then plus. Alternate signs after that. Now he said, if x be real, then find minimum value of this. What is the minimum value of this? Minimum value is minus 1 upon 3. Minimum value is 1 upon 3. Because in this you can see out of the two roots, 3 is the greatest value and 1 upon 3 is the minimum value. We are dealing with the same kind of questions in this quadratic inequality. He has given, if x is real, show x plus 1 into x plus 3 upon x minus 2, x plus 4 cannot lie between 4 upon 9 and 1. We are going to put it equal to y, as we said earlier. Y is equal to x plus 1, x plus 3 upon x minus 2, x plus 4. It is equal sign, so we can cross multiply. Y is equal to x minus 2 into x plus 4 is equal to x plus 1 into x plus 3. Now let us multiply x into x, x squared, and plus 4x minus 2x minus 8 is equal to x squared plus 3x plus x plus 3. Bring all the terms to one side. Y, it is x squared plus 2x minus 8. It is x squared plus 4x plus 3. Now let us bring them to the side. Yx squared plus 2xy minus 8y minus x squared minus 4x minus 3 is equal to 0. Now combine x squared term, x term and constant term. Out of 5x squared and x squared, I'll take x squared common. It will be left y minus 1. Out of 2xy and 4x, 2xy and 4x, I can take 2x common. I can take 2x common. We take 2x common plus, 2x common. Yes, we'll have to take 2x common. It will be left y minus 2. It will be left y minus 2 and it will be minus 8y and minus 3. Minus 8y minus 3. Minus 8y minus 3, or you take minus common, it will be left 8y plus 3 is equal to 0. Just let me check it once whether I have copied correctly everything or not. X minus, it is x minus 1, x plus 3. It is x minus 1, x plus 3. It is minus 1. That is why the problem is coming x minus 1, x plus 3. It is x minus 2, x plus 4. Okay, let us change where we have made the mistake. In place of minus 1, it is plus 1. So obviously it will change here. X squared, 3x minus x, it will become minus x and it will become minus 3. X into x, x squared, x into 3, 3x, minus 1 into x is minus x and minus 1 into 3. So I'm just going to rub it off from here and copy it again. It is minus 3. It will come out to be y x squared plus 2x minus 8 is equal to x squared plus 2x minus 3. When we shift them to the side, yx squared plus 2xy minus 8y minus x squared minus 2x plus 3 is equal to 0. Out of yx squared and x squared, I take x squared common. It is y minus 1. Plus, I take 2 common here, 2x common, it will be left y minus 1. And plus 3 minus 8y is equal to 0. A is y minus 1, B is 2y minus 1, and C is 3 minus 8y. For x to be real, b square minus 4ac should become equal to 0. b square minus 4ac should be greater than equal to 0. What is the value of b? Value of b is 2 into y minus 1 whole square. So it will be 4 into y minus 1 whole square minus 4. Now AC, A is y minus 1 and C is what? 3 minus 8y. 3 minus 8y greater than equal to 0. Now both have got 4 common. I can take common 4. I can take out the 4 common. What will be left? Y minus 1 whole square is y square minus 2y plus 1. When I multiply this, it will become 3y minus 8y square minus 3 plus 8y greater than equal to 0. Let us solve it. 4 y square minus 2y plus 1. 3y plus 8y will be 11, so minus 11y plus 8y square plus 3 greater than equal to 0. It will be y square and 8y, 9y square. It will be minus 2y, minus 11y, minus 13y, and 1 plus 3 is 4. 1 plus 3 is 4. This is greater than equal to 0. Let us factorize. It will become 9 4s are 36. So 4, 9y square minus 9y minus 4y plus 4 greater than equal to 0. 4 is common. Here 9y is common. So y minus 1 minus 4 will be common. Y minus 1 greater than equal to 0. So 4, y minus 1 is common and 9y minus 4 is another factor. I'll take 9 common, so it will become 9 4s are 36, y minus 1, and it will become y minus 4 upon 9 greater than equal to 0. So the two roots are there. One is 4 upon 9, which is obviously less than 1, and another is 1. So he says the two roots are 1 and 9 upon 4 upon 9. Both are positive. The greater is 1, so on the right side of 1 I'll put positive sign, then negative, then positive. Alternate positive, negative, positive. Now he said, if x is real, show this cannot lie between 4 upon 9 and 1. Now it is greater than equal to 0. If it is greater than equal to 0, that means it is positive. Either it is ahead of 1 or it is before 4 upon 9, because the value between 4 upon 9 and 1, if I put any value between 4 upon 9 and 1, this number will come negative. This number will come negative. And this cannot be negative. This cannot be negative. It has to be positive. So that is why it is greater than equal to 0. So it cannot lie between 4 upon 9 and 1. It has to be positive. For positive, it will be ahead of 1. And what will be the solution set? Actually, it should be minus infinity 4 upon 9, which is included because it is equal, and union it should be 1 to infinity. So it cannot lie between 4 upon 9 and 1. Find maximum value of x plus 2 upon 2x square plus 3x plus 6. Again we are going to do the same thing. We are going to put it y is equal to x plus 2 upon 2x square plus 3x plus 6. Cross multiply y into 2x square plus 3x plus 6 is equal to x plus 2, 2yx square plus 3xy plus 6y minus x minus 2 is equal to 0. Let us combine x square terms. There is only one x square term, so 2yx squared. Let's term x terms. 3x and minus x is common, so 3y minus 1 plus 6y minus 2 is equal to 0. A is 2y, B is 3y minus 1, and C is 6y minus 2. Ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So a, the coefficient of x squared is 2y, the coefficient of x is 3y minus 1, and the absolute term is 6y minus 2. Now for it to be real, for x has to be real, b squared minus 4ac has to be greater than equal to 0. b square minus 4ac has to be greater than equal to 0. That means 3y minus 1 whole square minus 4 into 2y into 6y minus 2 has to be greater than equal to 0. Let us multiply. Let's find out the expansion. 9y squared minus 6y plus 1. A squared minus 2ab plus b squared. And then 8y into 6y will be 8 6 are 48, 48, 4 2s are 8, 8 6 are 48, y squared, and minus into minus will become plus, so 8y into 2 will be 16y greater than equal to 0. Now 9y squared minus 6y plus 1 minus 48y squared plus 16y is greater than equal to 0. It is greater than equal to 0. Now when we take out the difference of 9 and 48, it will be 39 minus 39 y squared. 6y minus 6y plus 16y will be plus 13y plus 1 greater than equal to 0. I want to keep it positive, so I divide everything with minus 1, so I will get 39y squared minus 13y plus minus 1 is greater than equal to 0. I have to find the factors of this. I have to find the factors of this. Now there is some mistake I think we have made. Let us check once again. Y into 2x squared plus 3x plus 6, y into 2x squared, 2yx squared minus 13y plus 13y plus 1. Okay, let's see. Y into 2x squared, 2yx squared, y into 3x is 3xy plus 6y and minus x minus 2, right? It is minus x minus 2. So A is 2y, B is 3y minus 1, C is 6y minus 2. So it is coming out somewhere where I have a mistake. Made 9y squared minus 6y plus 1. Then 4 2s are 8y and 3y is 9y squared minus 6y plus 1 and minus 4a into c is 2y and c is this 4 2s are 8y, 8 6 are 48 y squared, 4 2s are 8, 2s are 16 plus 16y. So 16y minus 6y is not 13y, it is 10y. Here is the mistake. Here is the mistake, 10y. 16 minus 6 is 10, not 13. Now 39y squared, when I change the sign of inequality, when it should become less than equal to 0. Because I divided by minus sign, so 39y square minus 10y and minus 1 it has become, so sign would change, sign of inequality. Now let us factorize. 13 3s are 39. 39y square minus 13y plus y minus 1 less than equal to 0. 13y is common here. 3y minus 1 plus 13 3s are 39, so 3 has to come here. 13 3s are 39, that is why you get 10. And plus 1, so 3y minus 1 is less than equal to 0. So 3y minus 1 and 13y plus 1 is less than equal to 0. Now we must take 3 common, always leave it in the y minus 1 upon 3. And out of this I will take 13 common, to be y plus 1 upon 13 less than equal to 0. So 13 3s are 39 will come here, and y minus 1 upon 3 and y plus 1 upon 13 less than equal to 0. Your factors will be 1 upon 3 and minus 1 upon 13. 1 upon 3 and minus 1 upon 13. It will be plus this side, minus plus here. Now he says, find the maximum value of this. So maximum value is 1 upon 3. Because 1 upon 3 is the maximum out of these two. Maximum. Maximum value is 1 upon 3. Find the range of values of x for which x minus 1 upon 4x plus 5 is less than x minus 3, 4x minus 3. Again, we told you that we cannot cross multiply in case of a quadratic or any inequality for that matter. We transfer them to left hand side, like x minus 1 upon 4x plus 5 minus x minus 3 upon 4x minus 3 less than 0. Now let us take LCM. So it will become x minus 1 into 4x minus 3 minus x minus 3 into 4x plus 5 upon 4x plus 5 and into 4x minus 3 less than 0. Now let us multiply and simplify it. X into 4x is 4x squared minus 3x minus 4x plus 3. X into 4x squared, 5x minus 12x minus 15. 4x plus 5, 4x minus 3 less than equal to 0. It will be 4x squared minus 7x plus 3 minus 4x squared plus 7x and plus 15 upon 4x plus 5 and 4x minus 3 less than equal to 0. This will cancel here. You will get 18 upon, you get 18 upon 4x plus 5 into 4x minus 3 less than 0. Now to take them to numerator, we told you that we can multiply with positive numbers. So square this, multiply. 18 4x plus 5 whole square, which will be a positive number. Any square is a positive number. 4x minus 3 whole square is a positive number. 4x plus 5 4x minus 3. We multiply that on the right side also. When you multiply 0 with a positive number, that is I am showing here, you don't need to show, but I am showing 4x minus 3 is, so any number multiplied by 0 will become 0, and it will not change the sign of inequality because we are multiplying with a positive number. This 1 will cancel with this, 1 power will cancel with 1. What will be left? 18 into 4x plus 5 into 4x minus 3 less than 0. So actually 4 is common here in both. 4 you take out common. It will be left x plus 5 upon 4, and it will be left x minus 3 upon 4 when I have taken common. This number cannot be less than 0, only these two can be less than 0. So let us plot them. The roots are plus 3 by 4 minus 5 by 4. Minus 5 by 4 and 3 by 4. It is plus, minus, plus. We always told you that on the right side of the biggest root, you write plus and then alternate it with numbers. Like it is plus, it should become minus and then plus. And he said it is less than 0. It is less than 0 means it will be negative. So the value, the range he had asked is minus 5 by 4, or you can simply write down minus 5 by 4, 3 by 4, open bracket. It is an open bracket because it is less than 0. It is not less than equal to. If it was less than equal to, then we would have written something like this, minus 5 by 4 and 3 by 4, a closed bracket. But we have written them in the open bracket because it is less than 0. It is less than 0, not equal sign. If equal sign is not there, that means those numbers are not included. That means minus all the numbers between minus 5 by 4 to 3, between minus 5 by 4 and 3 by 4. Minus 5 by 4 and 3 by 4 is not included. Okay, we have this question in which he is saying find value for which this is less than 2. 3x square minus 2x minus 5 upon x square minus 2x plus 5 is less than 2. Again, I am going to shift it to left side, make it minus 2. Take the LCM x square minus 2x plus 5. So it will become 3x square minus 2x minus 5 minus 2 into whatever LCM we have taken, x square minus 2x plus 5. So 3x square minus 2x minus 5 multiply with minus 2, minus 2x square plus 4x and minus 10 upon x square minus 2x plus 5. 3x square minus 2x square is x square, minus 2x plus 4x is 2x, minus 5 minus 10 is minus 15 upon x square minus 2x plus 5 less than 0. I can see that I can factorize the numerator. 5 3s are 15, so I got the factors as x plus 5 and x plus 3, but the denominator I cannot factorize. The denominator I cannot factorize. So what I did was I multiplied the square of this here and the square x square minus 2x plus 5. When you are multiplying with a square, then you are multiplying with a positive sign. So we are multiplying here also x square minus 2x plus 5 whole square. That means you are multiplying with a positive number, and when you multiply with a positive number, there is no change of the sign of inequality. So this power will cancel with this. You will get x plus 5, x minus 3, x square minus 2x plus 5 less than 0. Now I calculated the discriminant of this. I calculated the discriminant of this and I found out it to be negative. If it is negative, that means the roots of this will be imaginary. And I don't want imaginary, I want only real roots. So let us see. The two roots are real, minus 5 and plus 3. Plus 3 and minus 5. I told you that On the right side of the biggest root, we write the plus, always plus. And this side, alternate signs. Plus, minus, plus. Always on the right side, we'll write plus and then we change the sign. Now, he says less than 0. Less than 0 means the values are going to be negative. Less than 0 means values are going to be negative. They will be between minus 5 and 3. And it is less than, not equal to. It is less than, so there will be an open bracket and your values will be between minus 5 and 3. The values will be between minus 5 and 3. Okay, we have find value for x. Find value of x for which x square minus 2x plus 5 upon 3x square minus 2x minus 5 is greater than equal to 1 upon 2. We told you in the beginning that in inequality we do not cross multiply. We will transfer half to left hand side, make it minus half and then take LCM. So we shifted half here, minus half, greater than equal to 0. I took the LCM 2 into 3x square minus 2x minus 5. Obviously it will remain 2 will multiply here, 2 into x square minus 2x plus 5 and minus this will be there, 3x square minus 2x minus 5 upon this greater than equal to 0. Now we open the bracket, combine the x term, I get minus x square minus 2x plus 15. 2x square, 2 2s are 4x, 2 5s are 10. When we open this bracket, it became minus 3x square plus 2x plus 5 and 2x square minus 3x square is minus x square, minus 4x plus 2x is minus 2x, 10 plus 5 is 15 upon 2 into 3x square minus 2x minus 5 is greater than equal to 0. It is greater than equal to 0. In the next step, I will change this negative sign. I don't want negative sign. X square I want positive. So for making it positive, I have multiplied both signs with negative 1. So the sign of inequality has reversed itself. X square plus 2x minus 15 upon 2 into 3x square minus 2x minus 5 has become less than equal to 0. Here it was greater than equal to 0. But by multiplying with the negative sign, we told you the sign of inequality will reverse itself. Now, what I did was, I have to remove this, I have to bring it to the numerator. So we multiply by the square of this. Left hand side also, right hand side also. Because when we are multiplying any inequality by a positive number, inequality does not change. And squaring an expression means it is always going to be positive. Whatever the value of the expression will be, the square is always going to be positive. So I get 1 upon 2x square. I factorize it, 5x minus 3x minus 15. It will come up here, 3x square minus 2x minus 5 whole square. 1 root 1 square, 1 power will cut with this. It will be removed from here. And 0 into 3x square minus 2x minus 5 whole square will also give us 0. Now we factorize both the brackets. Here we get 3x minus 5. I take 3 common, make x is equal to 5 upon x minus 5 upon 3. Everywhere x is there. So 1 upon, it will become 3 upon 2 actually. When I have taken 3 upon 2. 3 upon 2 cannot be less than equal to 0. So we get 4 roots. One is minus 5, one is plus 3, one will be minus 1, one will be plus 5 upon 3. I'll plot them on the number line. I'll take the greatest root on the left to the extreme right. 3 is the greatest root. Then after that plus 5 by 3, then minus 1, then minus 5. We told you that whatever is the greatest root in this in the question, the greatest root is 3. So on the right side of 3, we'll put plus. And then alternate, we do minus, plus, minus, plus. So we get minus, plus, minus, plus. Now, this will decide that what range will be there, or what values of x will be there. Less than equal to 0 means it will be negative. Less than 0 means it is going to be a negative value. Negative values are between -5, -1 and 5/3 and 3. If it was only less than 0, we would have used open bracket, but it is using less than equal to. That means they are equal to also, less than also. So we will use the closed bracket. X belongs to closed bracket -5 -1, meaning that -5 is also there, -1 is also there. Union 5/3, 3. That is again also an open bracket, closed bracket. That means 5/3 and 3 both are included, and all the values in between -5 and 1, -1. So this is the values of x for which this is equal to greater than 1/3.